Right now, after months of tension, budget hangups, and disagreements about the size of the building, the Dane County Jail project makes some progress. We'll have details behind a compromise. Also, more than a year after being found guilty of murdering his parents, Chandler Halderson has 2 of his convictions vacated. The reason why and what it means for his sentence. And later, state lawmakers unveil plans to lower your state income taxes. We'll look at both plans and how each one would impact you. You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Well, some of you might have woken up to a similar sight to this today. The viewing area getting a little more than just rain from these storms. This video courtesy of Greg Lang of Baraboo, his deck covered in that hail this morning. And meanwhile, other viewers sent us these pictures of hail, various sizes throughout the area. It was just part of a round of rain, thunderstorms that moved through southern Wisconsin earlier today. And more storms are, in fact, heading our way. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Gary Cadalti and its first horn forecast. Gary?
Well, the storms have moved out of our viewing area for the time being, but the next round is already starting to develop across parts of western Iowa. Temperatures are cool, and so most of what we've seen today has been hail and heavy rain. You can see a narrow band of about 3 inches or more of rain falling across parts of southern Columbia County into southern portions of Dodge County, south of Beaver Dam, and that could lead to some localized flooding. But as you look at high-resolution radar, that band of storms now has moved out into Lake Michigan, northeast of Milwaukee. But to the west, you can see severe weather starting to develop across parts of western Iowa. Strong to severe thunderstorms already in eastern Nebraska, western Iowa. Tornado and severe thunderstorm watches there as we look at 6-hour future first we'll look at the severe weather outlook for tomorrow. The potential for severe weather is here. Right now, a level 1 or marginal risk of severe weather, but that might have to be boosted up because of the fact that temperatures could be around 70 degrees. So we do have a first warn weather alert day in the forecast through tomorrow evening for high winds, hail, heavy rain, and perhaps even an isolated tornado tomorrow afternoon if temperatures get warm enough. Otherwise, as we look at current temperatures, it's only warm enough for hail across at least the northeastern portions of our viewing area. Temperatures there in the 30s, lower 40s from Madison to the south and east. Madison right at the 40-degree mark, 41 right now in Perry, but only 39 degrees in Sun Prairie in the northeastern portion of Dane County. Look for cloudy skies, perhaps an isolated shower or thunderstorm this evening. Temperatures nearly steady in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Those temperatures will rise overnight, and we'll see the threat for some strong thunderstorms tomorrow. I'll time those out in the forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Gary. Right now, the entire state is under a state of emergency for flooding. Yesterday, Governor Evers signed an executive order declaring that emergency. It allows the National Guard to respond to flooding-related incidents if needed.
The National Guard, I know, is already involved with sandbagging in central Wisconsin, west central Wisconsin, and the resources of the Wisconsin Emergency Management Group is on the ground working with people to make sure that the cities and municipalities are safe.
According to the National Weather Service, the Mississippi River could approach major flood stage near La Crosse by the weekend and into early next week. Severe weather today may have claimed a home in Lodi. Our News 3 Now team was there as the home burned earlier today. Andrew Banstra spoke with homeowners and explains why some think the storms are to blame.
The homeowners and neighbors told me they believe the fire started when lightning struck right on this west side of the home and scorched half the building.
When I arrived in Lodi, I saw a couple dozen firefighters and a devastated family watching their home burn. The Lodi Fire Department has not confirmed the cause of the fire or deemed the house a total loss. But as the family was watching their home engulfed in flames...
Well, this is our home. I just got a phone call from my co-worker down the street saying my house was on fire. So we come running, obviously, and we think it got hit by lightning. I don't even know what's going to happen now. It's like I'm 5 months pregnant. I have a 2-year-old. She's got a 10-month-old. I'm like, this is devastating.
The call for the fire originally came from the Wisconsin riverbank down the street from the home. Carrie's son told me he was woken up when the house was struck by lightning.
Thankfully, nobody was hurt in this fire, but we did find that the homeowners did lose 2 pets. In Lodi, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
Stay up to date on the weather with our First Warn Forecast weather app, hourly forecast, road conditions, and your latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. A major milestone in the Dane County Jail Consolidation saga could be just the push needed to finally improve a facility the sheriff has called borderline unconstitutional. No longer at odds, the sheriff's office and the Black Caucus announced a shared path forward in a press conference this morning. Tahlil Mohadeen has the details. Tahlil?
A blueprint for success in government. That's what Dane County Sheriff Calvin Barrett is calling his negotiations with the Black Caucus, a plan he says was built on service.
We are here because we both sat down at the table and did what was best for the people of our community.
In the debate for the future of Dane County's outdated jail.
Today's a great day.
After months of tension, budget hang-ups, and disagreements on project scale,
voting for funding without reforms was a non-starter.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office and Black Caucus are agreeing on a plan for jail consolidation. Their goal is to move forward with a scaled-back version of the original proposal, building a 6-story facility, tacking on an additional $13.5 million to get it done, funded through a 20-year bond, in total costing the county about $179 million.
This meeting between myself and the Black Caucus came with neutral perspectives coming into the conversation to move forward. It continued with respect.
Part of the compromise means Sheriff Calvin Barrett will need to remove federal prisoners from the county's jail by November 1st, terminating his contract with the feds and losing about $2.3 million in revenue. He's also committing to supporting policies that focus on criminal justice reform around mental health, ending solitary confinement, alternatives to incarceration, education services, and working to reduce racial disparities in the county's jail.
With these agreements, the Black Caucus feels comfortable moving forward.
An agreement Barrett says was hard-earned through years of leadership advocating for a more humane facility for the people inside. The full Dane County Board is set to vote on the 6-story proposal and supporting resolutions tomorrow night. If approved, the project would see the closure of the maximum security facility and at the city-county building.
Tahlil, thank you. A Dane County judge vacated 2 convictions against Chandler Halderson during a hearing today. A jury found Halderson guilty of 8 counts in January of 2022 for killing his parents, Bart and Krista Halderson, in July of 21. Among those charges were 2 counts each of mutilating and hiding a corpse. At today's hearing, Judge John Hyland vacated those 2 convictions, saying, according to state law, the jury should not have had the option of convicting Halderson on both charges.
Obviously, the main counts are still in place, and Chandler wants to appeal that, and we'll be working on that appeal in the future. But we're very happy today that counts 4 and counts 8 were dismissed.
Halderson was sentenced in March of last year to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Vacating the convictions will not change his sentence. He will remain in prison. Madison police say a man who crashed into a house in the southwest part of the city claimed he was trying to get away from someone. That crash happened on Arctic Fox Drive near Cross Country Road in the Glacier Ridge neighborhood yesterday afternoon. Despite the driver's claims, an officer who reported seeing the driver speeding did not see any vehicles in the area at the time. The driver was taken to a nearby hospital with minor injuries before being ticketed for erratic driving. A community is rallying around an Oconomowoc police officer's family after the unexpected death of their 3-year-old son. Jefferson County deputies have not released details about that incident, but said it was a tragic accident that happened on private property over the weekend. A GoFundMe page for the family has already raised more than $40,000.
The fundraiser that wasted no time in getting started has been amazing, seeing the community support around it. We have a great state with some really wonderful people.
A spokesperson for the family says they want to thank everyone for their generosity and support. If you'd like to donate to the GoFundMe, we have a link to it at channel3000.com. A day after the tax filing deadline, lawmakers are working to lower the state income tax in Wisconsin, but there's a debate right now over how to get that done, as political reporter Will Keneally explains. Will?
That's right. So we're looking at 2 competing tax plans, one from the state assembly, one from the state senate, both with the goal of returning the state surplus back to taxpayers.
I think everybody agrees we are overtaxing.
Wisconsin right now has $7 billion more than it was expecting to take in. That's the surplus. And Republicans say that's a sign of overtaxing. They want to give that back to taxpayers.
From a purely economic standpoint, you want to tax wealth creation less, so that would be income tax and property.
There are 2 competing plans in the state legislature. One from Representative John Mocco, which would create 2 tax brackets. One at 4.5%, the lowest bracket would pay no income tax. That was introduced this week, but still needs some buy-ins from his fellow legislators.
I'm not so certain that his plan in the end will be the one that we adopt, but the idea of having a flatter tax code is one I think we're all in favor of.
Republicans across the board want to see some form of tax cut, but are struggling how to implement it. In the state Senate, they are working on a proposal to create a flat tax. Everyone pays the same rate of 3.25%.
Theoretically, they have a great program. It's just not doable in this environment.
The Democratic governor, he's on board with some tax cuts as well, but he says he wants them targeted to middle-class Wisconsinites.
The bottom line for me always has been and will be, we need to have an income tax cut for the middle class in the state of Wisconsin, and not a flat tax.
So all of these debates are happening outside the state budget. So it's possible that we could see a clean budget with these negotiations continuing after the budget deadline of July 1st.
Well, thank you. Coming up, how the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade is having an impact on future doctors. Plus, the clock is ticking on the temporary freeze limiting the availability of one of the most popular abortion pills on the market. This as the Supreme Court works to make a decision. Stay with us.
Get an extra 20% off during our Spring Spruce Up event. Right now at Slumberland Furniture, get this Ashley sofa for just $3.99 in your choice of 2 colors. Incredible! Did you know Slumberland has the lowest prices on Ashley product?
Create the ultimate backyard getaway with 11% off everything at Menards. We have the best selection of decking, blocks, grills, and outdoor furniture to transform your yard from ordinary to extraordinary. Head to the garden center and check out all the plants and soils you need to keep your garden growing strong. Add a finishing touch with a 6-piece patio set, just $499.99 after 11% rebate. Save big money on your next project now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Sleeping in pain or too hot? Come to Slumberland and get 20% off mattresses. Find your perfect mattress with our easy rating system and save big. Get a Sealy Queen mattress for just $4.99. Only at Slumberland.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
The Supreme Court has extended its deadline to decide whether to keep a commonly used abortion pill on the market. Justice Samuel Alito extended its stay until Friday. That gives the court more time to consider whether to uphold the decision of a federal judge in Texas to revoke FDA approval for mifepristone. An appeals court later ruled mifepristone's approval should stand, but that amended rules allowing the prescription to be given without seeing a doctor should be halted. Critics say allowing the mifepristone ruling to stand may open the courts up to all kinds of new challenges. And the maker of the generic abortion pill is suing the Biden administration. GenBioPro is seeking a court order requiring the FDA to go through certain procedural steps before declaring its mifepristone product unapproved. The company is also asking the court to bar the federal government from taking enforcement actions against the company before the FDA goes through the statutory process of withdrawing or suspending the drug. New data suggests that abortion restrictions are having an impact on where and what future doctors plan to practice. Applications to programs in states with abortion bans dropped the most. Interest in the OBGYN specialty took a notable dip, with applications dropping 5% nationwide. Experts say it'll be important to track the preferences for medical school students in the years to come. Still ahead, where a tech giant says it's planning to build a massive facility in Wisconsin and when it's required to start construction. Also, the state superintendent of public instruction answering questions about the biennial budget, who she says would benefit by its approval. Plus, more thunderstorms on the way. Gary has his complete forecast after the break.
Ashley is hosting a massive inventory blowout sale. Get guaranteed lowest prices on furniture and mattresses and save even more on clearance items. Plus, low monthly payments with no money down and free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Ashley.
Everybody wants a wider smile because having white teeth projects self-care, confidence, and attractiveness. Whether you're on the dating scene, interviewing for a new job, or simply looking to improve your smile, what you need is Power Swabs. Power Swabs is as easy as snap, swab, and smile. You'll notice 2 shades wider teeth in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days.
The thing I love about Power Swabs is the convenience. I mean, just you break it open, just rub it on your teeth, just like you're brushing your teeth. Let it sit there for a little bit, and you're done.
So I noticed I have a lot more stains on the sides right here. So with the Power Swab, I was able to go in there and really make sure that I was getting that coverage, and it really did work.
Just snap the stain out swab to remove stains from natural teeth as well as caps, crowns, and veneers. Then snap the whitening swab to whiten your teeth 6 shades in 7 days. Finally, smile and show off your pearly whites.
It's 5 minutes in the morning and I'm out the door, and it's amazing. It's a week's worth of 5 minutes a day, and I couldn't be happier with the results.
With Power Swabs, there's no messy strips, trays, or lights that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Whether you smoke or drink coffee, tea, or wine, Power Swabs is sure to lift those stains with 0 to minimal sensitivity. Just a simple 5-minute application, and each day you'll be 1 step closer to smiling with confidence.
Having shades lighter on my teeth in such a short period of time, it almost feels like cheating, to be honest with you, and it tickles me that you can get those kind of results in that short a time period.
Try Power Swabs today and get 50% off your order and free shipping. Plus, get a free Quick Stick pen to remove those coffee, wine, or smoking stains on the go. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Ashley is hosting a massive furniture and mattress blowout. Get guaranteed best offers on top mattress brands like Sealy, Beautyrest, Tempur-Pedic, and Purple. Plus free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Wisconsin's #1 furniture and mattress store, Ashley.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. The state school superintendent, Dr. Jill Underly, answering questions from high school students in Mount Horeb on the biennial budget. During the event, Dr. Underly met with school staff and participated in a mock committee hearing run by the students. Dr. Underly has been attending public hearings to engage with the public and to testify on the importance of passing Governor Eber's biennial budget.
I hope they act on it because, again, it's just this incredible opportunity to make some real change and to really help the people who need it, and those are the kids in our schools.
Dr. Underly says the state's budget committee so far has not scheduled a hearing to listen to her budget requests. Meanwhile, in Racine, the County Board of Supervisors there has approved plans for a massive Microsoft data center. The $1 billion project will be on 315 acres of land in Mount Pleasant, land previously meant for Foxconn. Microsoft must begin the first phase of construction by July of 2026 and begin the second phase by July of 2033. It also has to purchase that land for $50 million by this coming July 31st. Well, could we see more hail-producing storms tonight? Here's Gary with a complete forecast, and it's complicating things a bit on this tornado drill here.
Yeah, tomorrow the statewide tornado drill was scheduled, but the Wisconsin Emergency Management and the National Weather Service have consulted, and they've postponed the tornado drill until Friday. So everything stays the same. The drill 1:45 and 6:45 on Friday evening. The sirens will sound, weather radios will go off, but again, it will not happen tomorrow. If your radio goes off or you hear the sirens, it's for the real thing. And that's because we've had hail-producing storms that have also brought heavy rainfall, narrow swath of 3 to maybe as much as 4 inches of rain through southern portions of Columbia County over toward Columbus, and then into the central and southern portions of Dodge County south of Juneau. And then also hail reports, several reports of hail about the size of golf balls, including near Lake Ripley, Lake Wisconsin, and also up toward Poinnette. Things right now have settled down. fortunately, because we don't need any more rain for the rivers. You can see river flood warnings still in effect for the entire Mississippi River portion in Wisconsin. Much of the Wisconsin River now under flood warnings. They could see major flooding along parts of the Mississippi River over the next maybe 2 to 3 days as that water continues to work its way into the Mississippi River. The storms that produced the hail and heavy rain have moved offshore into central portions of Lake Michigan, but the next batch is starting to develop out to the west. You can see thunderstorms developing very rapidly from southwestern Minnesota into parts of western Iowa, where severe thunderstorm and tornado watches have been issued. Now, 6-hour future track radar shows a squall line of thunderstorms developing. It will move eastward and probably weaken a little bit as it moves toward Wisconsin. The air here is a little bit colder, so we'll see mainly a hail threat later tonight from these storms as they move on through, maybe into early tomorrow morning, but more storms are possible tomorrow afternoon. And because of that, Storm Prediction Center from the National Weather Service has a level 1 or marginal risk for severe thunderstorms over southern Wisconsin for tomorrow afternoon, but there is also the outside threat for an isolated tornado as well. So 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for a couple of rounds of storms through early tomorrow evening. Then a cold front comes through, and that'll put an end to the storms. It'll be windy, and that'll turn us mild for tomorrow, but start cooling us down for Friday. And then the weekend will be chilly with high temperatures only in the 40s. So as we check out our forecast for tomorrow, look for showers, thunderstorms, but it'll be windy and milder. High temperature 69, and that's key to the severe weather threat. The warmer it is, the more the severe weather threat will be. Future track shows this evening just a couple of scattered showers or an isolated thunderstorm popping up. Nothing too widespread, but notice the temperatures, lower to middle 40s, but they start to climb overnight with easterly winds keeping us cool. Here's that batch of storms arriving from the west early tomorrow morning. 4 a.m., those lift up into the area around the Dells. Then another bit of a break, but notice temperatures in the lower 50s by mid-morning tomorrow. The next round of storms coming through, that could have wind and hail associated with it. And then as temperatures get into the upper 60s and the last line of storms moves in along the cold front, if there is a tornado threat, that's where it'll be. Then that line of storms races to the east, and that'll put an end to the thunderstorm threat. Rainfall amounts, again, most areas don't need any more rain. 1/4 to 1/2 inch generally, but there will be spots like we saw this afternoon that could pick up 2 or 3 inches of rain in some of the heavier thunderstorms. First warn 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures a little cooler for Friday, but not too bad. The weekend chilly, highs only in the mid 40s, maybe even a few flakes of snow mixing in with the rain Friday night. And then temperatures next week below normal with lots of clouds and some shower chances, keeping temperatures only in the upper 50s for highs.
And coming up in sports, C.J. Williams is a Badger. That's still a little hard to believe. While the USC transfer says he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Join the Circle of Life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate spring with our big spring thaw sale. We're talking about savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board with our spring thaw sale. Save 23% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Hurry in for the Hy-Vee 12-hour sale this Thursday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Bone-in pork shoulder roast, just $1.28 a pound. Hy-Vee potato chips, just 99 cents. Armour lunch makers, just 79 cents. Sara Lee honey wheat bread, just $1.88. Hy-Vee cottage cheese, just 99 cents. And a Hy-Vee Chinese one entree meal, only $6. Don't miss the 12-hour sale this Thursday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. only at Hy-Vee.
This month, all COREtec water-resistant flooring is on sale at Surgenian's. We offer the largest COREtec selection in Madison. Take advantage of unprecedented sale pricing with 12-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenian's.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Badger football fever is building, and here's your first chance to check out the new team. Tomorrow, Josh is live at Camp Randall to preview this weekend's open practice.
And we'll be tracking the rounds of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Join us in the morning between 4:30 and 7.
Game 2 against the Heat is not necessarily a must-win, but history would be against the Bucks if they lost tonight and fell to 0-2. 92% of the teams that start a series with 2 wins went on to win that series. Good news for Milwaukee, the status of their 2-time MVP has upgraded. After being listed as doubtful yesterday, Giannis is listed as questionable. Tip-off for tonight's Game 2 is set for 8:05. Coming out of high school, C.J. Williams was one of the most highly touted receivers in the country. The 4-star wideout ended up going to USC, but after catching just 4 passes as a freshman, he entered the transfer portal. And on January 12th, he chose to come to Wisconsin. And since stepping foot in Madison, he's made his presence felt. When asked to describe Williams, his teammates use words like talented and fiery, 2 traits that will excel in Phil Longo's offense.
Fire I bring into football is just the love I have for it. And I think coming out here, I came out here with a chip on my shoulder, as a lot of people did. A lot of these transfers did, and a lot of guys that came back did. You know, new coach staff, all these different things. The ultimate goal is to win football games, to get yards, score touchdowns, and that's what I'm going to do.
I love guys that are feisty. I love guys that want to go and they want to get after. They want to be physical, but guys that can, you know, kind of get to that edge but still control themselves, control their emotions.
What a West Coast trip it's been for the Brewers. They've won 6 of 9, including 3 of 4 from the Padres. And after an extra inning win last night, Crew looking to close out the 10-day road trip with a sweep. Series finale between the Brewers and Mariners. Crew spotted the home team 2 runs and then went to work in the 7th. Bryce Terang goes gapping for a 2 RBI double. Then it's big old Rowdy Tellez, and he goes back up the middle. Brewers scored 5 runs in the 7th and earned the sweep, 5-3, the final. And Joe Pavelski has been ruled out for Game 2 against the Wild tonight. The former Badger is in concussion protocol after he was on the receiving end of a high hit in the series opener. Pavelski is the Stars' 3rd leading scorer, tallying 77 points in 82 regular season games. Game 3 is Friday in Minneapolis. You hope that's enough time for him to kind of heal up.
You're not supposed to hit guys that are 30 like that.
No.
A little high, a little sketchy.
It was a questionable hit.
I don't like it. He's having a great year, too. Final check, Gary.
Yeah, showers and thunderstorms have moved out of southern Wisconsin, but you can see on 6-hour future track radar, we may start to see some more pop up overnight and out to the west. A line of storms starting to head towards southern Wisconsin by early tomorrow morning. Some of those could produce hail as well as strong winds during the day tomorrow. Temperatures right now are pretty cool. 40 in Madison, 30s and 40s, and those temperatures will hold steady through the evening.
Well, more updates tonight on News 3 now at 10. Thanks for joining us at 6, folks. Have a great evening.